Hey friends, Ash here with Gents, and today I'm coming at you guys with the first impression, or an unboxing and a first impression. It's this one from Giorgio Armani, Code Absolu Gold. Yeah, the new flanker to Armani Code Absolu. I've already seen a review or two of this post online. I've not watched those because I don't want it to influence how I view this fragrance at all. Of course, this is the follow-up to Armani Code Absolu, which is one of my absolute favorite designer releases that came out last year in 2019. This one has similarities to Armani Code Profumo and Armani Code Ultimate, which shouldn't be too much of a surprise, at least in terms of the Armani Code Ultimate similarity, because check those bottles out. They basically just reversed the color scheme. This fragrance I covered on This Week in Fragrance not that long ago. Basically, it was announced and came out a day later, and then I went ahead and ordered it online, got it in today, and now it's time to check it out. So let's go ahead and jump into this and see if this one, Armani Code Absolu Gold, is a worthy follow-up to Code Absolu. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and then show you guys the presentation, then give this a spray on and see how it is. Hopefully, it's gonna be solid. Because truth be told, when Absolu came out, I didn't really think it was gonna be that good. My hopes were quite low, then it turned out to be great. I bought this one from ArmaniBeauty.com, so full retail on this bad boy. Don't know how long it'll be until it hits discounters. First off, let's check out this box. You can see Armani Code Absolu Gold. This is the limited edition signature, at least that's what it says online, so you have this little signature on the front of the box. I believe that they have these for sale in Europe without the signature, but on ArmaniBeauty.com, the only one that I could find is with the signature. Apologies for the camera going out of focus there for a moment. You've got the Giorgio Armani on top of the box. The gold wraps around each side. On the back, you've got your ingredient information. And on the bottom, you'll find your badge code right there. And this did come with a couple of samples of Armani Men Toner and Face Moisturizer. So, great. I should go ahead and just apply that right now. Maybe it'll make me look much younger. And here we have the Armani Code Absolu Gold bottle. There it is. It is very gold with that signature right on the front. Giorgio Armani logo at the top, and your sticker on the bottom with your batch code. So this one has iris and leather and saffron in there in the mid. The opening notes, or the top notes rather, pretty much the same as they were in Absolu. So I'm not sure if maybe this is gonna smell very similar initially and change as it dries down, but here we go. Let's give this a spray. Or 2 sprays. And I guess I'll go ahead and spray Absolu on the other arm, just for comparison's sake. There's a similarity in the opening, but it's also different. The top notes there, the mandarin, the green apple, they're the same. That being said, the green apple in Absolu never really came out all that strongly. Off a tester strip it did. Off a tester strip you spray Code Absolu on and a whole bunch of green apple. Spray it on skin though, not quite as much. And that's the same thing that's going on over here. So the quality here smells pretty good. It's right in line with Absolu. I don't think it's as attention grabbing in the opening as Code Absolu is though. This one, it seems like they're trying to come across more mature, slightly more mature. So it seems like there's almost this really, like this slight amount of powder in there, just a little bit. And it's starting to lean into the leather more. So the leather here is coming out more noticeably than the suede does in Code Absolu. So you can definitely pick up the similarities between the two. You can tell that Absolu Gold is right in the same family with Code Absolu. Goes without really saying. When you smell them, you're just like, yeah, okay, I can get that. But there are definite differences between the two as well. I do think that on Fragrantica, when this one is posted, pretty much everybody is gonna put this one as smells like this one. So that won't surprise me at all. But Absolu Gold is almost like it's grown up a little bit. It's like you took Code Absolu and barely made it a little bit more mature. And that's almost how people will describe Code Absolu, that you took Code Profumo, made that one a little bit more mature, and then you got Code Absolu, and it's like they did it again, a few tweaks, and Code Absolu Gold. I've got to say though, it smells good. I really like the way this smells. It's got sweet spices in here. I don't really get too much of that apple or orange, just a little bit in the top, you know, that little bit of fruity sweetness. Do get a bit of leather in here. I understand why they put leather as the note instead of suede, because the leather is a little more noticeable here, slightly more, as I said, mature, maybe slightly more masculine. It's ultimately, at the end of the day though, a sweet fragrance. Sweet, spicy, a little bit effervescent, very appealing, some slight resinous sort of sweetness, but not too much, just a little bit. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it more wear, but I might like that a little bit more than Absolu. Yeah, this is gonna be tough. It's nice, it's really nice. It smells kind of crappy from the atomizer. Smelling it from the atomizer kind of smells like screechy, not very pleasant from the atomizer, but the fragrance itself, really nice. Now, interestingly, iris, one of the notes here in Armani Code Absolu Gold. So I was wondering, how were they gonna do the iris? Makeup-y, lipsticky, really powdery, maybe even a little soapy, like what were they gonna go for? And I don't really pick up a whole lot of iris, if I'm being honest here. Just maybe the faintest touch. It gets swallowed up by the sweet spices and the little bit of woods in the base and the tonka. Definitely the tonka. Of course, a good amount of tonka. That's not gonna be a surprise if you're familiar with the Armani Code line. Tonka being one of the main notes in a lot of these Armani Code fragrances. You've got tonka here as well in spades, but it smells good. Very pleasant, very versatile kind of scent. Daytime, nighttime, cool weather. I could wear this in spring, fall, winter. Don't know about summer. It's kind of the same as Armani Code Absolu in that respect. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a little bit smoother than Code Absolu. Yeah, it is. It's a bit smoother. It's like any of the what you could perceive as harshness in Code Absolu has been just rounded off. I don't think Code Absolu is harsh, like I said before, one of my favorite releases from last year, but it's got those little sort of synthetic pops around the edges, you know, just a little bit, like you can feel it hit your nose, like it's kind of jumping off your skin. And some people are gonna love that with Code Absolu, but with Absolu Gold, it's like you took like sandpaper or something and just rounded it off, rounded Code Absolu off. That's what it comes across like. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Very pleasant, very nice. Tonka, as I said, sweet spices, not as much effervescence, nice woody base, very slight resinous sweetness, adding a little depth, warmth, adding a little warmth to the fragrance. The leather, not dirty, very clean, slicked leather. The iris, swallowed up, hard to distinguish for me. Just a very slight, soft, not really powdery, the iris, just soft, velvety iris, sitting underneath everything else, not very noticeable. It kind of melds in with the other notes, kind of works together with them. Quality is nice. I think it's a good fragrance. Really nice release, which is probably not a huge surprise because I really like this one. Code Absolu is just great smelling fragrance. I really like what I'm smelling from Absolu Gold, but it's not hyper unique. This is maybe even less unique than Code Absolu was. And Code Absolu, you know, had those similarities to Profumo and Ultimate, which I've got right here. So while I absolutely adore Armani Code Absolu, I understand it's not something hyper unique, not something really truly new, and this one is not either. But I like what they've done. I really like what they've done with the DNA here. I think that this is premature for me to say definitively, but I think I might like Absolu Gold more than Absolu. I mean, we'll see, but I like what they've done. I really like how it just feels more refined. It feels like they took Absolu and fixed it up. They tuned it up a little bit. They redefined it. and it's good. It's very good. Yeah, it's nice. It's just when you smell them side by side, they're very similar. It's just, as I alluded to before with the whole sandpaper thing, Code Absolu kind of hits you, right? When you breathe that in, you get hit by whatever note is coming off the skin first, whether it's the top or the mid. When you smell Code Absolu, it hits you. When you smell this one, it's like it's smoother. It's like it's not as aggressive. It's, as I said, a little reined in. When you smell it, when you pick up the scent profile, it's not boom in your face. It's just laid back a little bit. Same DNA, reworked, just a little more mellow. That is good. If you like Code Absolu, then I imagine you're gonna like this. If you like that DNA, you want it a little more mature, smoother, a little more refined, check this out for sure. It's like they're reworking the same DNA over and over again. You've got Profumo, which is gonna be the loudest, most youthful, projector or beast mode kind of fragrance. Absolu took that, reworked it a little bit, toned it down, still retained that sweetness, but made it more versatile, easier to wear in more situations. And now you've got Code Absolu Gold, takes it a little further, tones it down, refines it, does retain that sweetness, but then you've got a nice saffron in there, a little more spices, nice woody base, little touch of some resin. It's good. And just a faint waft of iris working in with everything. This is a good release, very good. Not super unique, but very good. So there we go, guys. And that's gonna be my first impression. Armani Code Absolu Gold. Not disappointed a bit. Would have perhaps wanted something truly new and unique, but it smells very nice. And when something smells very nice and it just does it for you, it's pleasant to smell, so many different situations that you could use it in, that you're gonna get good feedback, that you can get a lot of wear out of it, then kind of hard to bust on it, even if it's not super unique. Just one of those situations where you have to just say, yeah, it smells really good. If you've smelled this one, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I'm gonna start wearing this one and get ready to review it down the road as I can get more situations where I can put that on, see how other people like it, see how it performs, stuff like that. Just going off the scent profile here, and I could be wrong, it does smell like it's probably going to last a good amount of time, but I don't think it's going to be on the level projection-wise as Absolu or Profumo. I think it's gonna be a good performer projection-wise. I just don't think it's gonna be on those levels because it is, as I've said a few times, a little bit tamer. All right, guys, I wanna thank you all so much for all of your support. Thanks for hanging out with me today and checking out Armani Code Absolu Gold. And as always, I'll see you guys tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.